Oh, I'm doing a second take of this because the first take was an entire first minute of me trying to be funny. Why even bring that up? Why even bring that up? Why not just start recording and treat it like a new take? Nobody needs to know that there was a first take. A lot of people do that. Like, "Ugh, I've had to take this video so many times." No one gives a shit, you piece of shit. I don't know. That wasn't a good insult. Anyway, I did a show on YouTube. I look really unappealing right now. Should shave. Shit, I've got like a neck beard. I had a show on YouTube for 10 years now, and it's a little rough to say 10 years because 2018 there wasn't a single episode, and 2019 there's going to be one episode, and then a finale in 2020. Originally I was just saying there was one episode left. I got called out on a video I just put out by my friend Gage, saying it was the last episode going to be that goodbye video we did, and I said, that's not canon because we acknowledged the videos, and we've acknowledged the videos in a bunch of episodes, so that was kind of a bullshit response. So I guess we have an episode coming out called Goodbye Gage, which I guess will be an episode. It's not canon because it's Gage's departure, and he's in the final episode. He's in a lot of the final episode. The final episode wasn't even something that was intended to be a finale. I shot it almost 2 years ago now, and then we just kind of made it into a finale. And I'm adding a couple scenes to the ending just because I don't want the final scene of my show that I did for 10 years to be something that I already shot. And I don't know who I'm going to get to agree to be in it. My people for it are very limited right now. The cool thing about the episode, though, is it was a Christmas special, and almost everyone was in it. Almost everyone. I think there were a few people that I kind of filmed videos with before. Zach's not in it, for example. Ziff Prod used to make a bunch of cameos, so I guess the Hanukkah special will have to be his final one. I think the Zika virus is a good final burn at Zach. That was an episode. I don't even, a lot of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. A lot of you probably aren't even watching this, but maybe a few friends of mine are. I just feel like, again, I don't expect people to watch this. I just feel like talking about it. That's why I'm doing it. I've been doing a lot more content on this channel, and I want to keep doing that. Just share shit. So yeah, getting back on topic now. So yeah, I guess the Zika virus and the Hanukkah special is a good goodbye to Zach. I'm still doing tons of stuff with Zach. He's just not going to be in the final episode. I find it highly unlikely, at least. Fun fact, I don't think I ever actually said this before. Zachary hates the Zika virus. He fucking hated that when I released it. Like, we make jabs at each other, but he just did not find that funny at all. He said it was fine for me to share that information, so there you go. He hated that video. He was the number one person I wanted to entertain with that video. He was the number one person I had in mind, and I failed. I looked at that video again. It actually wasn't, like, poorly shot. I'm actually pretty proud of that one. I don't know if that's my favorite episode, but it's up there. It's up there. This last episode is sadly not going to be my favorite. But Goodbye Gage, I held off on it for so long. I just became so unmotivated to finish it, mainly because the file was corrupt and I thought I have to re-edit. But yesterday, I actually restored an older version of the video through autosave. Something very basic that I should have done right away, but I also was just kind of procrastinating it. Bemis and Company is a show that me and my friends watch and no one else that did for 10 years. So as I got old, when I was younger, I had all the motivation in the world to do it. Now it's like, okay, I'm basically putting hours of my time into something for like a joke I can share with my friends. But it's worth it. It's worth it to me. It's worth it to finish these last 2 episodes to me and give it a conclusion, because 10 years, it's no small task. 10 years of doing a show. And, it's a rough quality show, for sure. I started when I was 14. It's going to end when I'm 24. But I think there's something cool about that. I think it's cool that it's not just like YouTube vlogs or anything either. It's like us playing characters and just seeing like our development and how we eventually did start putting more effort into videos. I think if you look at that time-lapse video I just did, there's a video I released called There's Always a Never Again. And the title just comes from a movie I really like, a song in a movie that I really like, where the line is, there is always a never again. That's from Synecdoche, New York, and it's from the song Synecdoche. And I don't know, it's a really depressing line, but I think it works for For obvious reason, it works there. Within that time-lapse video, though, it just shows, like, every single episode of the show. Not every single video I ever did, that'd be too much, but every single episode of the show, not including episodes I deleted, which I wish I didn't do, but there are a few episodes, quite a few episodes I deleted. There's probably close to 200 episodes of the show, but only 160 are available. Maybe some of them are on DVD, I don't know. Maybe I'll repost stuff. Probably not. Probably no reason to. I can just enjoy them on the DVD if I ever want to watch them. But it's, like, funny going for that time lapse because you notice, like, once we actually get, like, a lot older, the video starts to speed up a lot more, because we did so many more videos back then. Like, 2011 through 2013 was just, like, videos every single week, sometimes more than once a week. And then once I made it, and there was, like, also shows we did, so it wasn't just Bemis and Company. We had Michael Help Wanted, War of Cinema, other shit. Just tons of shit that I kept uploading to that channel. And then by the time we made it to 2014, I graduated high school, started going to college, still kept the show going. Under a new name. That's when it was renamed Bemis and Company. Before that, it was named Bemis 100, which is just my old YouTube channel name. And then I was like, okay, let's give it a name, and I called it Bemis and Company. Initially, because my brother was going to help me make stuff, and it was like, okay, we're the Bemis brothers, and then everyone else is the company. And then it just became me and the company. I think it's a very self-indulgent name, and I don't like it anymore, but I just decided after changing the name several times, it's like, Bemis and Company's the name of the show. I'm not going to change it again. That's the name of the project. I am the main character most of the time. Near the end of the series, I actually did start, like, giving Tariq and Fred bigger roles. I didn't even mean to do that. Bigger roles. And Gage also. Pinsec became a smaller part of it. Still a very good friend of mine, just not in videos as often. And he occasionally is a main character. He's a main character in the last 2 episodes, which I'm happy about. Because it kind of did start off with, like, me and Pinsec being, like, the main 2 characters of the show. There's been some storylines to it, some arcs. The main arc that has been through the show the entire time is just Michael is a depressed character. He is unhappy. That's such a generic, basic thing to do now. Like, so many people just want to make shows where their main character's main personality trait is they're depressed. Michael goes about it in just the most horrible way possible. And I can't say that there was ever, like, a plan to it, because I was always just making shit up as I went along. But the best way I could describe it is he just wants immediate satisfaction. He's always depressed, and he wants immediate satisfaction. So he does something really abruptly and really dumb. And if anyone calls him out on anything, he gets angry. He has so many enemies on the show. And it took all the way up until, like, the more recent episodes that people finally started to distance themselves from him. I did eventually start having a storyline. There were little storylines throughout the show. In 2011, actually, there was a story arc regarding Michael's depression where he just left, and I tried to, like, never take it too seriously. I know that depression is something that some people don't like to joke about. For me, it was just, like, I don't know, like, there's times where I took it seriously, and I just don't think I'm someone who is good at writing stuff like that, so mainly I just try to make it goofy, just make Michael a character, just has no idea what he wants. And then everyone else is just kind of, it varies. I think the most consistent characters on the show would probably be, like, aside from Michael, would be Fred and Gage. Fred's always just kind of been a good friend to everyone, despite his mistreatment in the group. And Gage is just kind of, like, very aggressive, very calm. Like, he is probably the most threatening member of the group, but he is also the only one who doesn't shout ever. He's always very calm. And I think those two have been the most consistent. And that's why Gage and Fred kind of, like, go into the story a good bit, too. I think Fred's one of the only people that forgave Michael after the Hanukkah episode. And Gage is the only other character who's had a story arc going into the end where he got kicked out of the group by Michael, despite Michael being the only person who has an issue with him. And that's all going to finally wrap up in the finale, that little arc we started. I'm happy about that too. Originally, it was going to be the end of an arc and move on to another season with a new story, and I just kept changing my mind on what I wanted to do. I probably drove people insane. I would call, like, Nick, Tariq, and Gage all the time, tell them about what I wanted to do, and so many times I lost them. And they were great friends, and they always tried to listen, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. And that's like the course of all 10 years of the show. It's just me not ever really knowing what I want to do, but we do eventually film something, and some of them I'm very fond of. Some of the really old ones I'm very fond of, even though they're bad. I mean, obviously, I could say that stuff I made in 2017 was bad. When I look at the episodes, there are a few where I'm like, okay, no, the effort is here. It's good throughout the entire video. Like, I really like the Zika virus. I really like the Secret Santa video. I like Sharp Keys, I think is still really good. Bigfoot Reality, I think, is really good. Then you have stuff like the Hanukkah special, where I like parts of it, but some of it is just because of the length of the video and the time period I had to make it, because I had to get it out by a certain time. It's just so rough in some areas. Like, it really goes back to the 2010 shit in some areas. And the older videos, it's just some of them, it completely relies on the people I filmed with to be enjoyable, because I had no idea what I was doing. Most of the old videos weren't scripted. We just had ideas, and we acted on the ideas, and did a lot of improv, and I think it shows. And I didn't, like, have a tripod. It was mainly just me holding the camera, and if I had to be in the shot, I would just, instead of cutting, I would just move the camera to my face and then talk. So that's how a 14-year-old makes films. We had the movie in 2013. I'm glad to say that the Bemis and Company has a feature-length film. It is actually a feature-length film. It's an hour and 24 minutes. So much unnecessary shit. It took itself very seriously at points. And also, I felt the need to include characters from every single show I ever did. So that just makes it really confusing. Even if you literally dedicated time to watch every single episode of this garbage show and then made it to the movie, you would still be confused because you have to watch everything to get it. And even then, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. You might still be confused. The movie is dog shit, but there's parts of it I still like. Michael and Nick going on a journey together. I like every single scene with me and Nick just doing our little journey. There's scenes where we get separated. I don't like those scenes. There's scenes with Gage, Brent, and Fred. I hate those scenes. Not their faults at all. I gave them, for 3 people who were largely involved in the videos, I gave them really small parts in the movie. Like, really small parts. It was mainly about me and Nick. Fred had a couple big scenes at the beginning of the movie. Brent was barely in it. Gage was barely in it. Gage had some scenes in, like, the middle parts where he played different characters. But yeah, the movie's dog shit, but like I said, there's parts of it I still think are funny. Yeah, just, I don't know. Like, I know this is just a ramble video, but I just wanted to turn my phone on and talk about the show for a bit, because I'm editing Goodbye Gage. I'm almost done with it. I have one more big thing I have to do with it, but it's a fucking green screen. Fucking green screen shit that I don't want to do. But we'll do it. Yeah. That's really all I can say about that. I don't want to fucking film green screen shit. I hate it. I have to do it in my car too. It's boring. It's shitty. Now my dog is excited about something. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting looking back at this little project we did like one more time, because it has been a whole year since I did anything for it. Sharp Keys was the last episode released. That was 2000. I want to say 2017. I think 2017, but like the very end of 2000. Yeah, okay. We did episodes in 2017. We did a few in 2017. Then 2018, no episodes at all. And 2019, no episodes yet. Goodbye Gage, I actually do think is a solid episode. It's almost like 10 minutes long. It might be over 10 minutes long, actually. So that's cool. It's not going to be a short one. And then we have the finale. And, you know, for all I know, we will make another episode. I don't think we will. I think pretty much everyone's getting ready to move on. A lot of people are getting ready to move out. Some people already have moved out. I myself would like to be moving out very soon. And yeah, I'm almost done with college. Like, it was a good time. And I'm always gonna, even though a lot of it is fucking cringy and embarrassing, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, I'm never going to regret it. It's basically how I made friends. It's like both online and in real life, it's how I made friends. I started this fucking YouTube channel, and Gage and Nick were the only two people I knew. And people wanted to get involved. Like, that's how I met Tariq. I still remember that shit. He watched an episode of the show called, what was it even fucking called? Something magical pinsack. I forget. Z Magical Pinsack. I can't remember the name of the episode now. It's bad. I'm going to say it was Z Magical Pinsack. And he watched it because I think Nick showed him, and he laughed at it, and then he wanted to be in more videos, and then he became one of the most prominent members of what we do. So I'm definitely thankful for this stupid, awful piece of shit web show. I do think it says something, just to give it myself a little credit and give all the people who put time into it credit. I do think it says something to care about a project enough that you do it for 10 years without ever gaining the audience that you want for it. And it was a loose show. It was a show where we could basically do whatever we want and then add the Bemis and Company name to it. But I still think it's cool. I still think it's cool that there's the show that starts with the main characters being 14 years old and ends with them being 24 years old. I don't think there'll ever be another episode of the show again. I do think I'm going to film with these guys again. Probably not that much, because like I said, they're moving out, but and we're all going to be doing our own thing. And there's definitely people I've filmed with that I've already filmed with for the last time, for sure. But I do think we'll do more stuff. I know we're doing something for a collab project. I won't talk about that now, just in case. I don't like to announce stuff until I know it's happening for sure. But there's an interesting collab project that I'll promote here if everything goes according to plan. And I know I'm doing that with them. And if we're all in town at the same time, or a couple of us are, why not? Why not do another video together? But this will be the end of Bemis and Company. It'll wrap up the storyline. It was already not a terrible final episode. It was going to go into a new story for a season 8. But looking at the show now, it's just time to end it. I'm glad the last episode is an episode where everyone's in it. Including like people who don't live in the same state. People were like came over here for like a vacation or for a visit and got to be in the episode. It was originally going to be titled Mike and Tony Steals Christmas. If anyone remembers, that was like, because I can imagine some people watching this who were in it thinking like, what the hell? I don't remember recording anything. It was a Christmas special we never released. It's not even going to be released around Christmas time. It's going to be released on January 6th because that's going to be the 10-year anniversary of the channel. Because it being a Christmas special isn't as relevant as it being a finale to me. It'll be right after Christmas, so, Plus, when it ends, it's not Christmas anymore, so there's that too. It wasn't made as a finale, but I definitely could see it working as a finale. I'm going to add an opening scene and a closing. Maybe like 1 or 2 closing scenes. It just depends on how many people are down to do another scene. Like, maybe I could do give Tariq a final scene, give Nick a final scene. Probably not Cage unless he comes back down, but yeah, that's the plan. And I just wanted to make a video rambling about this web show I did because, well, again, why not? Why not? If you actually listen to this whole thing, I thank you for that. It's weird to take time out of your day like that, but it's also appreciated. I guess if you were involved in the show, maybe you'd have an interest in this, but maybe not. I just felt like doing it, so I did it. I'm going to start sharing shit on this channel without care if it actually gets views or not. And that's what I used to do, and occasionally I would make something that actually did gather a lot of attention. I've made videos of 100,000 views before. It's just not common, but if I start just throwing shit at the wall, we'll see what happens. And I'll still be doing filmmaking stuff here and there. I'm not giving up on that entirely, but Slate Side, or now Movie Mackle, where I'm doing a lot of film discussion videos, that's where like a lot of the high effort videos are going to go. Not that I'm never going to put effort into a video on this channel again. In fact, I think Goodbye Gage, which will probably be out within like the next week, I think that one actually is a pretty high effort video. But I am going to be trying a lot of stuff out on this channel just because I need this outlet again. I've given it up completely just because I wanted every video I put up to be like of high quality. But one, that already isn't the case. And two, it's just, I used to upload videos all the time. I don't at all anymore. And I need to get back into it because it's just, it's always been a good thing for me. It's always been a stress reliever for me. And a lot of them are going to be silly bullshit because I don't have time to make grade A quality content all the time. But I'm gonna try a lot of stuff out. Anyway, I'm gonna actually end this now. Peace.